Sphero's mission is to inspire the creators of tomorrow. We've been making robots for years, 7 or 8 years now, and we've learned a lot of cool lessons about how to make a robot and why to make a robot.
Over the last 8 years, we've been building robots for all sorts of different audiences. We've got tons of feedback from people, and so we finally decided we're going to build the robot for the people, and this is that robot. Rover is our latest programmable, customizable robot, and it's our most complete, most refined, and most capable robot ever.
Rover is an out-of-the-box robotic platform. It comes along with all this stuff just built in, things like driving and sensors that you could just start on immediately. But the thing that makes it special is it's super expandable.
What's super unique about Rover is we put in a UART expansion port, which opens it up in a way that we've never made available before.
Rover is Sphero's first platform that allows students and makers to be able to hardware hack.
If you've ever messed with a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino or a microbit, you can put that onto Rover and make that project mobile. Rover works with our Sphero EDU app. You get the rich experience of our community and our EDU ecosystem.
You don't have to assemble anything. You can start coding right away.
You get a complete polished product, and then you've got the ability to expand and build it into anything you want. It's got all-terrain capabilities. We've got high torque motors with a high gear ratio, which allows it to go fast, but also allows it to go really accurate at slow speeds.
If something disrupts the treads, or if one tank tread moves at a different speed than the other, they'll still go in the heading that you originally intended, which is something unique for tank-treaded vehicles.
The driving experience is unlike anything you've ever seen before.
We worked really diligently to make sure this gearbox was robust. We made sure every single gear tooth would be able to withstand mulch or rocks.
We have infrared communication that you can use to talk to other robots, other rovers, or even our bolts, so they can send messages to each other, play tag.
We've got an ambient light sensor inside, so it can detect, different light values and behave differently.
Rover includes a 4600 milliamp hour battery, rechargeable via USB-C.
We knew this is first and foremost a tool, and you need to be able to swap out a battery in a tool.
Underneath, there's a color sensor, which allows you to detect the color value that it's driving over and write programming based on what color it detects. It's got full 9-axis IMU, so we've got gyro, accelerometer, magnetometer.
This is the platform I've been waiting for. It has the accuracy, the precision, the durability, the SDK, the low latency communication. It has everything you need to actually accomplish your mission. Don't just move around, but go do something.
Everything from the gear ratio to the clearance underneath to how you hold it, how you interact with it has been thought through.
We didn't just choose the cheapest option, we chose the right option.
We wanted it to have personality and be approachable and draw people in.
There are a lot of competitor products that are really cool bots, but you have to do a ton of work to get it up and running. Or it's super easy to get up and running, but then it doesn't do that much. The thing we're really trying to do is make something that right out of the gate you can get started, but you can kind of keep going with it for a long time.
Rover is built for you guys. We want the hackers and the makers and the students out there to take it and make the coolest projects out there and help inspire us.
Get a Rover. It's awesome. I am getting a Rover. Probably more than one. You should also do that.
Don't you want one of these? Rover, you're so beautiful.
Help us get the best looking robot in the world to market.
I'm hoping that people enjoy it and use it in all sorts of ways that I never expected.
Thank you so much for checking this out, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do with Rover.
The mission to Mars is on the verge of becoming a reality. Our work centers on the challenge of creating a habitat for the first crew to arrive on Mars.
Hi, my name is Melody Ishar from Space Exploration Architecture.
And I am Nikita from Episcope. Together, we are participating in NASA's Phase 3 3D Printed Habitat Challenge to design and build a future Mars habitat.
The design, called MarsX House, will be 3D printed at 1/3 scale using Apis Coarse concrete 3D printer. The printing will happen during a live demonstration hosted by NASA at Caterpillar's facilities in Peoria, Illinois. we've already completed several rounds of testing and prototyping. In the future, 3D printers will be deployed to the Moon and to Mars to construct structures for human habitation. Our goal is to print the entire habitat autonomously without human intervention. We need your support to pass 3 tests: a smoke leakage test, impact test, and crush test to show the durability of our structure.
Support our campaign and help us advance NASA's vision to build human habitats on Mars.
Together, we are propelling a vision of future living on the Red Planet and the development of technologies for living in outer space.
If you could build your own robot, what would it be? If you had all the robotics tools you needed, what would you create? This is MindKit. It's the first all-in-one robotics developer kit with the software and hardware to get started with robotics. MindKit has 3 core modules. The Cerebrum is a single-board computer where you control the robot's sensing and decision-making. The servo controller helps create and control movement. You can easily connect up to 20 servo motors simultaneously. MindKit's high-capacity battery is built specifically for robot functionality. Our operating system, MindOS, is purpose-built for coding robots. What can you create? MindKit features advanced capabilities like LiDAR SLAM, so it can map indoor space in real time. So if you want a robot that recognizes people and gives them a hug,
Okay, robot. Pass the salt.
one that responds to commands,
Pass the hot sauce.
or whatever kind of robot, you can make it happen. And those are just the basics. With our open source Mind SDK, you can develop your own skills. There's no ceiling on what you can create. MindKit. Can you robot?
I think each lens is different and gives you a different view of the world. One lens might make the world feel really small. Another one can add more variety, more space.
Shooting on a wide-angle lens in many cases in photography is like one of the most helpful things in the world, because most of the time when you're taking photos, you're on a street, you see a giant building, you've got a landscape. This lens has really helped me out, like with those cases, whether I'm in a subway and I'm capturing a person just standing there by themselves on the, waiting on the train, or, capturing someone crossing the street.
When comparing with all the DSLR lenses, the Lomogong is much lighter and smaller, which make it perfect for packing it into your bag.
The wideness of the angle. It really gives you a rich photographic composition with a lot of details, but it doesn't deform your image, and that's really important.
When I first saw the aperturing, I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool, because the aperture's a perfect circle, which means your bokeh is going to be really, really nice.
I love being able to change my aperture with the dial focus, because it makes it such a quick transition.
Well, one of the nice things about sort of these, the Art Lens catalog, is it's giving you a look and a feeling that has sort of been lost by a lot of modern designers. What it comes down to is character. It comes down to the ability to have a package that really gives you these unique and distinct images.
With this lens, you can kind of get really up close, 40 centimeters away, which means their whole face fills the frame. There is something quite special about it. The biggest thing about the LCA was that lens, the fact that it, let that huge amount of light in. So to then take this lens that I know so well and redesign it so it works with a DSLR, I mean, it's a huge deal because it kind of brings that aesthetic to the kind of world of digital.
We find it's very simple. The simpler you are in your travel, the easier it is to really capture that old nostalgia of the road and, the dusty landscape.
I think the only way to stay inspired for shooting photos in the street is by traveling or putting yourself in new surroundings, new environments, meeting new people to stay inspired. I think that
Introducing Stemoscope, an advanced stethoscope designed with STEM education and recreations in mind. Very affordable, compact, easy to use, and with rich features through an app. Traditionally, a stethoscope has to be used, and it is quite cumbersome and lacks features such as visualizing these insightful and engaging sounds and recording them for studies and sharing. We set out not only to overcome all these deficiencies, but to add portability, ease of use, and rich features to make listening to these engaging sounds a fun, informative, and entertaining experience. Turn on the Stemoscope, start the app, press listen, and you can start to hear the sounds of life. Just place the Stemoscope where you are interested and start to listen. Now, let's listen to some sound samples Stemoscope recorded. Earphones are needed because the built-in speaker in your smart device is not good at playing bass sounds. Simply put the Stemoscope over the heart. You can hear the lub-dub heart sounds. If you have a blood pressure monitor, you may listen to the blood pressure sounds. Traditionally, blood pressure is measured with a cuff and a stethoscope, and the stethoscope is used to detect the sounds of blood flow during cuff deflation, so-called Korotkoff sounds. If you have a pet, you may communicate with him or her by listening to and learning from his or her heart. You may choose to have your pet wear it so that your pet can move freely when you listen. If you are a new mom, you may record your heartbeats and play them to your baby. Your baby may enjoy them because these are the sounds your baby enjoyed when he or she was still in the womb. Trees create rich songs too. Listening to trees can reveal the connections between us and nature. Place a Stemoscope on a tree trunk and you may hear a quiet popping sound while the tree is drinking water from its roots. Or a rumbling noise can be heard when a tree moves and vibrates. With advanced audio signal processing that rivals those in a professional digital stethoscope, the Stemoscope lets you rediscover you and the world around you from a fun and informative digital listening experience. Record your womb sounds for your baby. Hear the voice of your backyard tree with your kids. Feel the heartbeats of your loved ones and your pets. Or simply modify your voice for fun. Unlimited fun, information, and education from Stemoscope. Hello, Stemoscope.
Hello, Stemoscope.
Hello, Stemoscope.